All right. So, a really, really warm welcome on this very, for whatever reason, I think we are all feeling a very significant solstice. And in a way, it doesn't matter if you choose to listen to the recording again or you weren't able to join and are listening to the recording later because the energy will transcend time and space. So, if you haven't already gotten yourself comfortable, I invite you to do so, whether you're sitting down or lying down. And let's tune into this high frequency space because I've opened the records and it really is always about what we tune into and as consciously as possible. So we can let our breaths guide us, come into the present moment, and we can also let our breaths, our conscious breaths, help us tune in to this space, which is a higher vibration, a higher level of consciousness. It's becoming a little more aware of that sense of perhaps expansion and perhaps connection on multiple levels with our own bodies, and in fact, not only with our physical body, but with our energetic body, our emotional body. And in this moment, we don't even need to name them all, just noticing or tuning into all the levels of being that we are, including the spirit that we are ultimately in this physical body. And our spirit, with a small s, if you will, is part of spirit with a big S, so that we tune into that as well in the moment, just allowing it to happen of its own accord. Allowing it to be and perhaps be sensed or felt, relaxing into it. Perhaps that sense of oneness, interconnectedness. Perhaps we even reach out with our entire being, or reaching up, just really becoming more conscious without any effort. of the divine, of a space where there is more purity, if you will, source, and with source comes infinite love, all encompassing. And with that, perhaps also light filling us completely, fully and completely in the purest and most healing way, doing its work without our needing to understand or steer, because its intelligence is so much higher than ours, so that we can relax and let go and feel perhaps how it's filling us in this moment, our physical, energetic, and all other bodies. Allowing us to sense perhaps a sense of expansion and relaxedness, the light filling us in such a way that it is as if it is extending beyond our bodies, our physical bodies, so that we're in this cocoon, if not column of light, because it reaches, just as we're going to be doing now, consciously into the earth, our home planet, or the planet we call home. And we follow this light into her, or perhaps embrace her from this space of pure love, oneness, interconnectedness. On this particular day where there is this interplay of the longest day of light in the northern hemisphere and the shortest in the south, this turning point where this begins to shift. And what a sense of reverence and gratitude we have that we get to live on this beautiful earth. blue planet, so called, with all our incredible forms of life force, which we are not even aware of all shapes and colors, sentient and non sentient beings. The absolute miraculousness of creativity, of nature's intelligence, of which we are a part, giving thanks that we are here in this moment and asking for more guidance and wisdom to better nurture and nourish and align with our own home and with our co inhabitants, to honor this gift that we've been given, the breath of life and the breath of this planet, for as long as we're intended to be here. Taking a moment to view her from outer space, seeing her beauty from afar, as well as her fragility, in the dark space of the universe. And then knowing that there are life forces we're not able to see with our human eyes and yet can sense. Asking once again to be guided with wisdom so that we can honor our time, our lives, each other's lives, and the life of this planet as we reconnect back onto it from outer space in this moment, landing back in our bodies, having seen the earth from afar and the light fall of the sun on her on the solstice, and how magical that is, and how unconscious we are most of the time of the immensity of miracles happening every single moment. Allowing that to sink in. With a sense of gratitude, giving thanks for everything we are experiencing, no matter how little we understand how unfathomable things may seem. Making a conscious choice to return, to center, to love, to consciousness, no matter what goes on around us or even within us. Knowing that we can always make a conscious choice about where we take our thoughts, about whether we wish to close or open our hearts, harden or soften them, radiate from the inside out with love and peace. The sense of reverence and humility, knowing how little we know as humans, but remembering that we are ultimately spirit on a path, each and every one of us, and together. Taking a conscious breath, conscious breaths, feeling into our physical vessel, wherever we're sitting or lying down. And with each breath, becoming more and more conscious to the present moment. Again, giving thanks that we are with all that is, no matter how imperfect it may sometimes seem. We are here. We are living and experiencing all that is. And may we remain open in our hearts and alert to guidance, to love of the purest form, to light of the highest healing quality, and wisdom from the highest source. And offer love without expectations, without expectations of anything returning or to even being received from others, from the world. Freely. Feeling where your body is now in this moment in contact with the earth, whether you're sitting or lying down. Moving gently as we awaken to the present moment and slowly begin to open our eyes when we're ready. You're also very welcome to continue sitting or lying down, whatever feels right for you. Just to enjoy this space. Feeling what you're feeling. And I thank you for joining, for tuning in, for caring, and for being here, not only in this moment, but for being here as you are. Lots of love and wishing you a good continuation of your day or evening. And take good care.